Amazon workers are calling on the National Labor Relations Board to extend Weingarten rights to non-union workers. The protection allows workers to have a representative with them during disciplinary meetings and interviews with management. Currently, this is only extended to union workers.
Meanwhile, workers at an Amazon warehouse in Staten Island have begun their own unionization efforts. Organizers are accusing Amazon of using union-busting tactics reminiscent of the recent showdown in Bessimer, including rerouting buses to reduce the visibility of their rallies. Chris Smalls, organizer and former Amazon employee, is on the ground in Staten Island. Chris joins us now. Chris, tell us about what's going on.
Absolutely. Yeah, thank you for having me. So, we started our campaign about 4 months ago. We're almost to our goals. We're excited. We had our first press conference last week. And now we're taking a different path to organizing. As you mentioned, the Weingarten rights is very important. So I have a lot of the workers, and also myself included, we're out sharing it publicly on social media. We're trying to draw some attention on it. The Weingarten rights are very important for not just Amazon workers, but for all industries, I believe, when it comes to essential workers. Because a lot of workers lose their job when the manager approaches them and has one-on-one discussions, and then all of a sudden they walk them out the door at will. So we're trying to expand this, the Weingarten rights. We're trying to call it out to the NLRB, the General Counsel, and hopefully change something nationwide, historically, that'll benefit all workers across the nation.
Chris, can you tell us some of the tactics that Amazon's using in order to, just meddle in this entire process?
Absolutely. We're seeing the same thing we've seen in Bessimer, Alabama. The companies putting up signs in the restrooms. They just send out text messages to the workers. They threatened to call the cops on us just last night. Actually, we were out there overnight getting cards signed on the workers' break time with current employees. They stepped on the property around their break times overnight. And they actually have security now escorting or trying to escort us off the property. And these are current workers they're doing this to. So we're seeing some things that they haven't done in Bessimer. They're using third-party companies so that when we do file ULPs, they blame these third-party companies as a part of union busting when we know they're being directed by Amazon. And it's just unfortunate. They built a prison fence where we organized, where we set up shop. They called the fire department on us. They did all these tactics that didn't work. It kind of backfired because here in New York, the police officers and the fire department are unionized. So they've been very supportive, actually, of what we've been doing.
Chris, there have been reports that Amazon sometimes lets employees go, fires them, just based off of an algorithm, just based off of results from some type of handheld device saying that, we don't think you picked up enough packages in enough time, and so you're out. So there isn't even then a conversation with the manager. You're just iced. How does that play into the Weingarten rights? Like, you'd have a representative you'd have a representative and an employee talking to a robot. It's like kind of dystopian in a way.
Absolutely. That's the number one reason why we want to expand the Weingarten rights to non-union workers. Just last night, once again, another example, an associate got walked out the building with no explanation. She reported to work on time. Her manager approached her one-on-one, took her badge, and told her that she has to go home and there'll be an investigation. He didn't even say that she was terminated. She had no idea what was going on. She came to the bus stop. Thank God we were able to meet her and sign her up. And now we believe that she has a lawsuit because they didn't offer her no explanation. They didn't say that she was terminated. They said there's going to be an investigation, and she has no idea why. She only been with the company 30 days. So these things are happening. They're not even understanding why they're being walked out the building. And that's another reason why we're really pushing for the Weingarten rights to be expanded so that we can utilize them against these companies.
And that brings up the issue of turnover, too, which has been a huge impediment in trying to organize Amazon. And I could see how applying Weingarten rights would actually perhaps reduce the turnover rate and give you a better chance. So you've been organizing there for 4 months. What kind of turnover have you seen just since that 4-month effort has begun? And you used to work in this plant. How many people from the time when you worked there actually still work there?
So the good thing is about JFK and Staten Island, it's been around for 3 years. So majority of the workers that are seasoned there, they've been around for years. My lead organizers, for example, some of them have been with Amazon 7 years, opened up multiple buildings, just like myself.
Why do you think there's more longevity at the Staten Island warehouse than elsewhere around the country?
Well, after you hire and fire, like you mentioned, the turnover rate of 150%, they run it through their workforce already.
Mm-hmm. Gotcha.
They already got workers coming in from all 5 boroughs, people coming from far out, as far as the Bronx, Harlem. These are 2 and 3 hour commutes. Since I've been out there, just to answer your question about what we've seen, every single day somebody gets fired since we've been out there for the last 4 months. At least one person comes to the bus stop and said they've been terminated. It's a shame, but these things happen every day.
Sounds like they need to train better. I mean, if they're sitting there thinking that their employees aren't doing the job right, it seems like it's incumbent upon them to make sure that their employees even understand what the standards are. I mean, it seems, if you have to fire somebody every day, then you're maybe not being very clear about what or maybe your standards are way too high. What do you think it is? Do you think that it is that they don't train enough? They're not transparent with their standards, or do you think their standards are too high?
Amazon has always had issues with communication. As you mentioned, workers have to refer to a phone app for directions most of the time. They send messages on these apps thinking that workers are in tune of what they have to do on their first day or first week, and that's not really the case. A lot of these workers don't even know who their managers are, their supervisors are when they first get hired. They don't know the rules and regulations. They definitely don't know the policies. And these are the issues that they have, and that's another reason why we need these Weingarten rights to be in place, so we can have representation with seasoned workers, with union reps, people that are in tune with Amazon and know the ins and outs of the company to protect new hires when they get hired. New hires, they come in and a week later they're gone because they just don't know how or why they're being fired.
That's a really good point. And your answer, Chris, makes it sound like, and I think we could all predict this just knowing Amazon, they're not even thinking about investing in their workers. It's really about moving toward automation as soon as they can. As many of these jobs as they can make digital, they could do through AI down the road, they're going to try to do, but they're doing it on the backs of workers now who they're not giving a fair shot to. And I really appreciate you speaking out on this and joining us today. We'd love to have you again, Chris.
Good luck, Chris.
Absolutely. Anytime. And thank you.
And we'll have more Rising for you right after this.